Listen, you got to stop lazy prospecting. It's really hampering your pipeline. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it is and what you should do instead. Check it out. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist podcast. I'm your host, Donald C. Kelly, the Sales Evangelist. And I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And I want to just dive in and talk to you straight about this. This topic today is lazy prospecting. If this is your first time listening to this podcast, it's designed to help you to 3 to 5x your sales pipeline with quality opportunities, no fluff, as well as teach you how to maximize each of those opportunities and to double your close rate. Now, as we dive in, let me break down the concept for you. Looking at it from the very top, many of us probably consider ourselves good prospectors. Well, what exactly is lazy prospecting you're referring to, Donald? Lazy prospecting is when you're making a phone call. And just hear me out on this. You're making a phone call, and instead of doing anything else, instead of prepping, instead of looking at who else to contact in an organization, instead of looking at the individual's profile, you're sitting back and you're probably on your phone looking at reels. Or perhaps you're strolling through and looking at ESPN. Maybe you're researching some, the next vacation spot, but you're not focusing on that call that you're making right now. And I get it. It can become monotonous doing phone calls over and over and over again. What I found, though, the people that tend to be way more successful is the ones who are doing multiple things at the same time. My soccer coach in high school used to always teach us the concept that it's about is making more shots on goal. Not just shooting random shots, but shooting shots on goal. The more shots you take on goal, the more chances you have of scoring. It sounds like this amazing novel idea, right? It was not too novel, right? But it sounds so fundamental and so basic, but it's so it is so fun. It's so fundamentally true in many different ways for us as sales reps. I found that when I coach sales reps or I watch them and go through the process, they're sitting down, and I've done this, and I'll tell you my process again. I've sat down and just I was waiting for the person to respond to me rather than being proactive. So here's what I would tell you to do in this 5-minute segment instead. One, when you make a phone call, look and see before you even call that person, pull up their LinkedIn profile and see if there's anything that you can find about them and about their organization. 3 things you can identify in 3 minutes. Maybe something noteworthy that just happened in an organization, a post that this person have, or interaction that they're doing maybe on another type of content on LinkedIn. You can see their reactions on different posts and so forth. Now that you have an understanding of that, if you're using Sales Navigator, while you're calling this person, is there someone else that you can multi-thread within the organization? Can you engage on any of their content? Likelihood, if I don't get a hold of that person, I will leave a voice message, and I need to be alert for that. You can't just sit there and just leave a aimless voice message. Hey, this is Donald with TSC. Give me a call back. Like, nobody's going to respond to that. But if you can do something engaging, it's going to improve the odds of that person responding back. So I might say, hey, Donald, hey, Jamie, it's Donald with TSC. We connected on LinkedIn. Loved your recent post. I'm going to drop a message there on LinkedIn. Feel free to check it out. But I'm writing that message on LinkedIn while I'm talking to this person, but it allows me to do 2 things at the same time. I'm also at this point engaging with their posts if they have a piece of content. So not only am I engaging with their post, I'm leaving a voice message with that person. And I'm also, obviously, they see that I had a missed call from me. You can either do the opposite as well. Maybe you're not a LinkedIn person and perhaps you're doing email. Drop that person an email and let them know. Or perhaps it's a text message. But while you're doing that one thing, start preparing for the next thing. So you're saving yourself time. Now, if you think about this, you're doing 3 different activities, or at least 2 to 3 activities you can get done within that window. If you're doing one phone call and you're doing maybe 10, 15 phone calls in an hour, you're getting 10, 15 phone calls done, and then you're doing a recap emails. But if you're doing this in an effective way, you're reaching out to that person, you're making a phone call to them, you're engaging on some of their content, or perhaps you're sending them an email, then you have multiple things. I called, left voicemail, and I sent an email, and I interacted on something on social. But you're prepping this. The other thing you can do as well as you're doing that phone call, if you desire, is to multi-thread. Is there someone else in the organization? I love LinkedIn Sales Navigator, where I can pull up the company and I can see the individuals and I can identify people. Maybe there's somebody else I interacted with in my prep call, and before I make the phone call, I can see that and I can bring that up in that conversation or in that voicemail. But it's allowing me again to be more proactive. If you sit back and wait for things to fall in your lap, it ain't going to happen. Maybe every once in a while you get a bluebird. But the sales reps that I find that are the most effective are the ones that are they're prepping. They're doing preparing before they make that phone call. I'm not talking about hours of research, 3 to 5 minutes, but 3 to 5, three things in 3 minutes before they make the phone call. And they're also, while they're making that phone call, looking for other ways that they can find other avenues, other people they can connect with in that organization. Think about the time you can save if you were to do that, rather than when the call gets done to go and multi-thread and try to find someone else. But as that call is being made, look and see who else is on that org chart, that list of contacts that you can reach out to. I'm telling you, if you do this, you're not going to be, I'm not promising you're going to close millions of deals because that's not going to happen. And from that, but what will happen is that you'll have way more at bats, you have way more shots on goals, and you definitely will close more deals. You get more opportunities, more quality opportunities, because you're not just sitting around aimlessly scrolling through social, looking at Amazon while doing calls. Let me know what you think about this. Go ahead and drop me a message on LinkedIn, Donald C. Kelly. Donald C. Kelly would love to hear from you. How do you ensure that you're not doing lazy prospecting? I look forward to hearing back from you. Again, subscribe to the podcast. Tell someone else about it. As always, raise your level of thinking. Go out and do big things.